Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call tonight's meeting to order. Today is Tuesday, August 11th, 2015. It is 7:05 p.m. We have a board meeting followed by a committee of the whole meeting. Our first order of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. So would everyone please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Sherby, would you please call the roll this evening?
Present. Present.
Present.
Present.
Present.
Present as well. We don't have any presentations, I see?
No, we do not.
Nothing? Okay, public comments. To give as many visitors as possible an opportunity to speak, and in the interest of adjourning by 9, please limit your comments to 3 minutes in length unless given further time by the board. Questions on active or general matters or whatever are accepted. Please step up to the microphone and introduce yourself for our clerk so we have you in the record, and fire away. Up to the microphone, young lady. I'm sorry?
I'm 50 years old.
Oh, that's a young lady.
Okay, my name is Dr. Martha Maria Kaczmarek, MD. I am a very proud American. I am board certified by the American Board of Ophthalmology. I am in excellent health, for which I am always thankful. I own a completely paid, wonderful house on 1505 Norfolk Avenue, where I want to live for the rest of my life. I have never been married, have no children and no dependents, and I promise to always stay single, never marry, and never date. I am 100% dedicated and devoted to Westchester, Divine Infant, and the Loyola University Medical Center, where I completed my residency training in ophthalmology. After my ophthalmology residency, I completed a very rigorous 2-year vitreoretinal fellowship, and I specialize in diseases of the retina, such as diabetic retinopathy, macular degeneration, and retina surgery. Together with Divine Infant, I want to spread morals, religion, honest work, and education to all of the residents of Westchester. I want every resident of Westchester to attain a good education and achieve. We want to have a good public and private school system in Westchester at all times. We want to curtail alcoholic beverage drinking and tobacco use, because these bad habits lead to serious and fatal health problems such as cancer, heart disease, and stroke. Cigarette smoking is also a major risk factor for age-related macular degeneration. I want to inspire, teach, educate, motivate, and set an example. People should always try to be friendly and help each other. Our residents should make wise food choices, should exercise in moderation, and should try to maintain a healthy weight, because diabetes is a very major health hazard that can lead to blindness, kidney failure, and premature death. People should limit their fat, sugar, and salt intake, and should eat plenty of fish, lean poultry, lean meats, whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, and low-fat dairy products. I always want to be a model citizen. All of our residents should support our local businesses. I am very proud of the new parking lot in the Westchester Public Library. I am also very proud of the new beautification project on Mannheim Road, including a beautiful new fountain and beautiful clock. I am very proud of the Westchester Police and Westchester Fire Departments. God bless our wonderful village of Westchester.
Thank you. Appreciate the commentary, and thank you for being here. Anyone else? I don't know how you're going to follow that act, but it was very positive for the village, and thank you. Anyone else? Okay, hearing none, we will close public comments. Do we have a public hearing?
We do not.
Item 7 is our consent agenda for this evening. We have item A through I. A is our record of bills ending 8/6/2015 in the amount of $859,545.36. Approval of minutes of July 14th, Board, Committee of the Whole, Executive Session, and July the 28th, 2015, Village Board, Committee, and also Executive Session. Approval of department reports, Community Development, Fire, Police, Public Works. Item D, an ordinance authorizing the sale or disposal of surplus property owned by the Village of Westchester. Item E, an ordinance accepting a proposal from Lyons Pinner Electric Companies for the removal and replacement of 3 concrete street light poles in an amount not to exceed $15,100. Item F, an ordinance authorizing the execution of a contract between the Village of Westchester and Municipal and Financial Services Group for the performance of a water and sewer rate study in the amount not to exceed $37,510. Item G, a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with K5 Construction for services related to the 2015 street improvement project in the amount of $1,420,073.25. Item H, a resolution to support initiatives and opportunities to engage in World Health Organization age-friendly cities and communities network. And item I, a resolution advising and consent to the appointment of certain officers who is present in the room, Mr. Bruce Horek for Police Pension Fund. Does anybody want anything pulled? Going once, twice, 3 times.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Nick.
Second.
Second by Frankie. Roll call, please.
Trustee Celestino.
Yes. Aye.
Trustee Carey.
Aye.
Trustee Stecker.
Aye.
Trustee York.
Aye.
Trustee Calhoun.
Aye.
President Kulia.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number 8 on the active agenda, a resolution celebrating the 25th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disability Act. So motion and a second.
So moved.
Nick.
Second.
Carl.
Was this on the,
I'm not sure this was on the
Cow.
last one.
It was not.
okay, we'll need a motion and a second
motion
to
to
waive the
waive the-
requirement to have the cow.
Carl,
Second.
you on that as well? Okay, is there a motion and a second on the floor to approve that it was not on the cow? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition say no. Okay, a motion and a second again for the resolution. Nick,
So moved.
Carl?
Second.
Okay, so we have Nick and Carl once again. All those in favor of a resolution celebrating the 25th anniversary of the passage of the American with Disabilities Act, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, say no. Passes as well. Item number 9, manager's report. Janet.
Oh, just wanted to mention if, for those of you who weren't able to stop by, the second annual Music Fest last Saturday was a big success. I think everybody had a great time out there listening to Beatles tribute band American English and a Neil Diamond tribute performer, Denny Diamond, as well as another band whose name escapes me, but we had a great time. It was beautiful weather and kind of a fitting end of summer event. So thank you for all who came out, and I'll let Greg talk about any upcoming special events, but that's all I have to report tonight.
Michael, anything, sir?
Just to report that the PNC opinion letter went out in yesterday's mail with regard to the lease purchase loan that we had. So that's all I have for this evening.
Trustees, Frankie, anything from EDC?
We did not meet yesterday, so I have nothing to report.
Nikolai?
Nothing tonight.
Carl?
Just want to say,
last weekend was another successful e-recycling event. The company was there, and they had their workers and everything, volunteers. Everything went very well, and like I said, it was another successful event. And like I said, wait for next month. There'll be more coming. There always is.
Carl, anything, sir? Or Angel, anything, sir?
No.
Sorry.
Nothing tonight.
Tomas?
I have nothing.
Nothing? Chief?
Regarding the ordinance that was passed for the commercial truck traffic prohibition on Westchester Boulevard, their signs are in place as of last week. I've directed the sergeants on both days and afternoons to start enforcement. I would encourage them to start with warnings for the first 2 weeks. We'll write hard card coupons starting September 1st, and they've been monitoring it from time to time on both days and afternoons, and so far they've showed little activity as far as any violations, so hopefully it keeps that way. But the signs, there's 8 signs along the boulevard, both north and south, and we'll step up the enforcement and start writing hard card tickets in September and warnings until then. You'll notice one of our squad cars recently, it's a plain white generic car, says Westchester Police. It's not like the rest of the cars in the fleet. It's a car that we retrofitted, so to speak, that was used in another purpose before. It's going to be assigned to the school resource officer when he starts in the next few weeks at the schools. I just want the parents to know when they're dropping off their kids that there is a police officer in that school, or for lack of a better word, if some nut job decides they're going to challenge somebody at the school, they know there's a police officer at the school. It's not going to be used in patrol. In the summer months when the school officer is not working at regular assignment, we'll use it for whatever training. The officers need to go to court, whatever we need to use it for, it'll be used. But if you see it, it's just a very generic Ford Fusion that's not police pursuit worthy, and it's just going to be used by the school resource officer primarily. And next week I'll be attending an event in Tinley Park, the Illinois Chiefs Annual Convention. Myself, the deputy chief, hopefully the police services coordinator and our IT person, Greg, will be available to go for a couple hours just to see what's out there, see what kind of technology is available, take a look at everything we can't afford, and come back with any ideas. Possibly there's some grants or maybe some other areas we could pursue to make purchases. October is the International Chiefs. Luckily, it's hosted in Chicago this year. That's in October. So I'll be attending once again with the deputy chief, police services coordinator, and Greg, take a look what's available at the International Chiefs Conference at McCormick Place in October. I'll report back any my findings, especially everything that's going on now with the body-mounted cameras. A lot of people aren't aware of it, but the body-mounted cameras, the cost is about $90 a month per officer to store the data. So forget about the purchase of the camera. That's minimal. It's the $90 a month per camera per officer charge, which could be thousands of dollars a year. Then given the fact that people are going to be FOIAing this information, they'll want to see what was going on at their neighbor's house the day before. So we're going to have to, once we have to deal with this issue, if and when we get the cameras and we start with the data storage, we'll have to talk to legal counsel about when to shut them off. There's a lot of gray areas if you're on a domestic and some little kids are running around and everything's going to be live action with these videos. So there's a lot of concerns. Right now we have cars and cameras in the squads, which is not yet required, but it soon will be. So we monitor our traffic stops. Officers are out in uniform in a marked car. That's all recorded. When you get to the police station, everything's video recorded. The lockups, of course, are recorded. Interview rooms, once you're in our custody from the police traffic stop to the police station, it's all video recorded. So the next stage is if the governor signs the bill with the body-mounted cameras. Unfortunately, there'll be times when the cameras aren't on, they're broke, they get run over by cars. So I've been a cop for 43 years, and there'll be so many scenarios about these cameras that it's something worth looking into, but it's also noted that we'll probably need $30,000 to $40,000 a year in data storage. That's regardless of the cost of the FOIAs. And Greg could talk about the data storage, but that's, like I say, we're going to look into it and see what's available. And I'm at the end of my career here, and as you know, I'll be gone at the end of the year. But I'll make whatever recommendations I think is best for the village before I leave. So, that's it.
Thanks, Chief. Jimmy?
Just want to remind my residents, although
Thank goodness it hasn't been hot enough to actually open it officially. Cooling center is available for any emergency use, residents who have problems, and if it gets too hot in their house, needs to get out of the heat for a few hours during the day. Typically, the cooling center is open from 8 to 7 over here in the community room. Cots and water are there for the residents. No pets unless certified service pets. It's a certified service pet, and any other food or personal needs are the responsibility of the resident. And again, it's for temporary use. If longer-term assistance is needed, we'll do everything we can to assist you with getting that. Also, just a little update with the code update last April. We're getting ready to send out our second mailer to remind all the businesses and 4-unit buildings or greater about the requirements that have been set forth. We've had a lot of good communication from the businesses and condo units in apartment buildings in town that it affects. Knock on wood, it seems like everybody understands the importance of that code update and is going through with it. So, but we're going to be sending out, as I stated when we put this in motion, every 3 months we're going to be sending out reminder letters, and as people fulfill their requirements, they'll be taken off that list and they'll actually be in compliance with the code. So,
Okay. I know I shared an email with you from one of the Realtor groups that wanted additional information, I think probably in a more broad spectrum.
yeah. Did you see my return email on it? Okay.
I did. Yeah, so I just want to say thanks for getting back to Mr. Marionette, I believe was his name, and you
Sure.
shared some information not only internally to Westchester, but
Sure.
on the external as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Maureen?
Last Friday was the conclusion of the audit on-site visit. I'd like to thank staff for helping out, answering questions, providing documents that were requested. The audit is not over, just the on-site visit is at this point, but I have met with the auditors, and we anticipate a clean audit again this year.
Thank you. Gregory?
As the village manager mentioned, we had a wonderful turnout for the Music Fest. Next event that's planned, that's in cooperation with the Park District, is the Red, White, and Blue Color Run, 5K run. They're going to have a 5K and a 1 mile run. It's going to be Sunday, September 13th. This is going to be in lieu of the Veterans Run that previously was held in November. The 5K run starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. In addition to that, that same day at Mayfair Park is going to be the back-to-school picnic. A majority of the events and activities are going to be handled by the Park District. We've spoken with them about cooperating in any way possible to either assist or add to the list of programs, but currently I'll just read off from their flyer that they provided us that's on our website. They're going to have raffle prizes, entertainment, refreshments, community expo, giveaways, face painting, moon jumps. Typical to that of their former picnics at Mayfair. It's a free event for all residents in town, friends of residents. Please come out for that. To add on to what the chief was saying, I won't go into great detail here, but with regards to the body cameras, it was something we had looked at in the past with former Officer Rollins with regards to the taser cam system that Axon that he was looking at and provided some demo units. The cost was upwards of $40,000 a year to just maintain the equipment. In addition, that would be storing as well as maintaining any equipment purchased. I don't recall the exact purchase price per unit, but it was the storage costs that at that time threw us and said, well, we're going to have to wait and possibly see how things pan out. It was going to be an off-site storage. And again, I'll go into greater detail once we visit the expo in Tinley Park to see if there's any other options or opportunities, whether for grants or less expensive way to maintain that kind of data. Also, I spoke with Cook County. It was Martin, who is now the coordinator of, Martin Burnett, the coordinator of 911. He reached out to Chief Carpino, who forwarded on to me to begin some discussions that they were having with some of our neighboring communities within Net 17, the 6 towns that surround us that share our same radio band. I don't know how far along in the conversations they are with the others. I'm supposed to get some more detailed information via email tomorrow, but in general, what they were looking to do at the Cook County level was create a combined dispatch center for Net 17. Of course, they were trying to look county-wide, but they were looking to put together something with Net 17. Again, I don't know what the neighboring communities are looking at, but I will forward on that information to you as it comes available to me for your review, and obviously it's for you guys to...
Has there been any movement with the NORCOM and Melrose Park and
The
those?
ETSB?
Yes, and it's...
Combination? At the ETSB level, no. There has not been any forward movement. I'd defer any further questions if you've learned anything to our attorney with any of our neighboring communities or any of the communities you work with. Have they gone anywhere with this, or are they...
No, I haven't heard anything from NORCOM either, so
Okay.
I think they have to work something out with Melrose Park, so.
It's still in the works. Is that it, Mr. G?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, one more second. Forgive me, I did miss a movie date, August 20th. Hold on, I'm looking real quick, sorry. I didn't have that in front of me here. We do have Paddington.
Yes, just the rescheduled one.
Yes.
Right. The rain delay.
They're all blending together.
Yeah, that'll be the 20th. That's what I have.
August 20th, Paddington, at the community park, right?
At the community park. May have a special guest there, too.
Yes, Paddington. I was just reminded by the chief in talking about the Cook County project that they're putting together. Part of the legislation that's come forward from the state with regards to 911 consolidation, they're requiring any community that has less than 25,000 residents to consolidate and create a dispatch center and or ETSB that would have more than 25,000 residents. In our case, we are with NORCOM, so we are covered under that umbrella, but some of our neighboring communities aren't, and they've been speaking to county, as I said, so just to make sure everybody has all the information that's out there. I'll bring that back to you guys, provide that to the village manager, the chief, and they could disseminate it to you guys, whether it be at a meeting or otherwise through email, depending on what I receive. Also, just a very brief update on the debt recovery numbers. Total to date that has been held has been $162,012. Total received into our account is $143,753. There are a few 12 protests that remain outstanding. I intend on speaking with our representative. I've provided the documentation to the adjudication officer handling things from the Department of Revenue, and I received an email from him today requesting a conversation regarding the documentation I provided him, so it should be all handled in that way, but that's where we stand on that. I have nothing further unless you have any questions.
Anybody have a question for Greg? No? Robert?
You've probably seen some activity out here on Municipal Drive. We've completed our water main extension from the north side of the lot. And as you can tell, the post office parking area is under construction. We anticipate them to finish with the east side parking and then the parking on the south side within this week. There'll be a delay on finishing the north side parking. They're trying to work out alternative places to park their vehicles. Until they can figure out where to park, they're not going to start the construction. We've had some discussions with them to change their scope a little bit and add some more work on our lot over near the gas pumps. So, not sure of the completion date because they haven't been given a go-ahead on the north side of the lot. But by the end of the week, it should calm down out here and be a little more drivable. We continue with our sewer cleaning throughout town. The new Vector is performing well. We've had to add a few more parts to make the cutter heads more efficient, but we're getting really good productivity out of that machine. Last 2 weeks, we've had a series of water main breaks. We've had 5 water main breaks in the last 2 weeks. This is probably a statement of our condition of our water infrastructure. It's relatively old, and these pipe breaks were not small leaks, they were blowouts where the main has just rotted through. Continue to monitor that situation, and I anticipate bringing to you some more statistics about our water infrastructure and the condition it's in as we begin to assess where the problems are and how they compare to like a national average and what the communities around us are experiencing as well.
Thank you. Melissa?
Good evening. Just a couple of things. I had 2 conference calls with the consultant for the zoning code update. Just going through questions about the draft language. We're probably going to be setting our next steering committee meeting soon. Last Thursday I had the opportunity to attend the Chicagoland Retail Connection in Rosemont. So it's an event where all the retailers that are looking to expand in the region, they come and they tell you a little bit about their company and what types of sites that they're looking for. And last month we had 5 businesses that opened. My department completed 296 inspections. We issued 185 permits, and it amounted to $1.4 million in construction value.
Ms. Sherby? Anything? Nothing. Okay. The first thing under President's Report is going to be swearing in Mr. Bruce Horick, Police Pension Board. Bruce, would you step up front, please? I believe that you made mention to the Chamber of Commerce. I believe you picked somebody for the liaison to Frankie's committee. Yes. So we're going to take it under advice. Good. Thank you, sir. Bruce promises that since he's a financial wizard, that he will bring our percentages up to 100% in the next 3 weeks. At least in the police fund. So. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'll keep my stuff until the committee of the whole. Is there an exec tonight, anybody? No? Is there a motion, a second, to adjourn the, excuse me, board meeting? Frank, or Tommy, and who was the second? Angelo? All those in favor of adjourning our board meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, say no. Board stands adjourned.